Well, hello everyone. Have you been wondering where I've been? Well, if you really want to know, go to my website at patriciaspork.com and look for the blog entitled What Happened to Patricia Spork, and it will give you a rundown on why I have not been posting to the blog or posting videos. Um, there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I have quite a few things lined up here to discuss with you. And I know I said I wouldn't have, paperwork in front of me when I read, but I think I'm going to have to start doing that so I can, quote things I want to quote. Anyway, what I'm here today to really talk about is the gun control issues going on again. I mean, heavy again. And you know why. If you've been watching the news, you know why. And I'd like to say that I empathize with anyone that has lost a loved one, no matter how that loved one was lost, through natural disasters, drug overdoses, murder, war conflicts. I empathize. I really do. But it aggravates me that when there are incidents that involve guns, that a certain political party decides to start amping up the anti-gun rhetoric. As a person who believes in using a gun for possible self-defense, let it be known I'd never vote for anyone that's against, or that's for taking guns away from American people. I don't care if it's some type of semi-automatic rifle, handgun, whatever. I'm against it. I'd never vote for those people. I know I'm a baby boomer. Maybe I don't have a lot of say-so with the younger generation coming up. But I hope the younger generation realizes that baby boomers probably helped raise your little squirty butts. And we still have a say because we're still here. Or some of us are still here, the baby boomers. But when I was young, I was introduced to, handguns and rifles. My father was in the U.S. Army. He served in Korea and Vietnam. And his last tour, I was more or less made the head of the household as far as it came to self-defense. I can recall my mom waking me up and my little brother up and her clinging behind me and my little brother clinging to her as we traipsed to the closet where the shotgun was at, and I loaded it in the dark for anything my mother feared might be going to happen. Now, mind you, there are circumstances that happened to me where I did not have a handgun or any type of weapon available other than a knife when someone tried to break in on me. That was a very scary situation. If it hadn't been for me living in an apartment that I just moved into and a phone was not hooked up, and before we had the cell phones, I beat on the wall to raise my neighbors' awareness, screaming for them to call the police because someone had broken a window and was trying to get into my apartment. Now, if I would have had a pistol at that time, I could have hollered out and say, "Hey, mother effer, I have a gun. Do not come in here." your life will be at risk. That's probably not the exact thing I would have said, but there would have been a warning issued. Of course, me screaming and banging on the wall caused that person to leave. Okay? Uh, I've had other incidents living out in the rural country where someone actually came up and, jimmied my door trying to get in. I did have a pistol at that time and hollered out, told them what would happen if they come any further, and let them know I'd probably shoot through the door if they kept it up. Another time, I actually had one of my doors on my home was actually opened, and I had an alarm on the door. And I thought, oh, maybe that's my husband coming home early. But instantly, I grabbed my pistol and I started hollering, I have a pistol. John, is that you? That's my husband's name, John. Nobody answered, but the door shut instantly. Okay? Now, a gun can be a deterrence for some criminals that are intent on possibly doing you harm. Now, it's your right not to have a pistol or a rifle at hand, but it's still my right to have one. Also, if legislation was ever passed to take guns from me or the people I know that want to defend themselves, I'm afraid there would be some kind of response that would not be favorable to any party involved, be it the person with the weapon that wants to keep their gun or the person that's trying to take the guns away. And why we have officials in this country, elected officials that to me are not really caring about the people's rights is amazing to me. It just flabbergasts me to think we have these people in office. I mean, what the heck? It almost makes me want to just slap that party down. I mean by slapping it down, just disintegrate the whole damn party. As far as get the elected officials out of office, they don't need to be there if they're not going to follow the Constitution. I mean, supposedly they do take an oath, right, to uphold the Constitution. But as you can see, they don't. And if they want to take, right now they're doing the bump stocks. Well, the next thing they might do, they're trying for some of these semi-automatic weapons. I mean, if you keep up with what's happening throughout the states, in certain states, the different gun laws that are passed, you can see in some places it's not working the way they want it to work. But maybe it is because they just want people to be defenseless. I mean, that's how I feel. They just want people to be defenseless. But if you didn't have guns, there would be knives. Would that be the next item on the list for them to try to make everybody not have a knife except a little butter knife? Are they going to take away hammers? Are they going to take away lead pipes, Are they going to take away ropes? Are they going to take away, a glass bottle? I mean, they tried banning alcohol. You see where that got them. It didn't work. It wouldn't work if they tried to ban any type of weapons. It doesn't work. I mean, it's being shown it does not work. They feel like they can control people more. I say they, the leaders in our government, some of them. They feel that they can control people better if they don't have weapons to defend themselves. Well, why should we even feel like we need a weapon to defend ourselves from the government? I mean, we shouldn't have to feel that way. But a lot of people do nowadays. A lot of people do. And I'm one of them. Well, I don't know. it just aggravates the heck out of me. I mean, if I want to hunt or if I want to get out here and target practice, and these, semi-automatics or AR-15s or whatever are legal for us to buy, if I want to use one on my property as a responsible adult, I ought to be able to use one. I mean, what needs to be looked at is the people that are using the guns that are causing the offenses. Many of them are just criminals by, whatever circumstances they had raising up or mental deficiencies. It's a social problem. When I was a kid, people rode around with rifles on their, gun holders, gun racks in their pickup trucks. I mean, people, could be on a school campus and have their little 22 rifle and stuff. People didn't get killed back then. It's something going on in this society that is causing this. Problems are occurring in young kids' minds, be it from the pressures put on them nowadays, which there is a lot of pressures, the broken families, I should say, broken families. I mean, people are just, there's so many people raising their kids alone, young mothers or fathers or older fathers or mothers, they're having to raise their kids alone in an economy where maybe they can't support their children the way they'd like to. Besides the drug addictions going on, besides the alcohol addictions, the government, to me, needs to look at what is causing the problems socially, not at a gun, not at, a handgun or a rifle. I mean, it's like saying somebody in a car. I mean, are they going to ban cars? Look how many car accidents happen all the time. It's a daily thing. They're not going to ban the car. And a lot of times, it's alcohol that causes some of the accidents because you got the old drunks on the road. But oh no, they keep, letting those people get out and drive. That's right. Well, okay, I've had my little say on this. So I'll close now. And I'd like to have something really smart to say to you to end this. But all I could say is, don't try to take my gun. I want to defend myself at home and elsewhere. If something occurs where I am able to. And who knows, I could be helping to save you. Thank you. Bye-bye.